Welcome back to Explain America. This is your host, Kyle Becker. We have a big development, and the Democrats that were on the partisan J6 committee, well, they've got to be sweating bullets right now. Because what I just heard from a special counsel lawyer named Ed Martin is going to rock their worlds. And President Trump, he's already doubling down on it. They better lawyer up because this is looking pretty bleak for them. Now, before we get into the story, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism.
Real quick, what about the January 6th committee? Did they destroy evidence? Is there criminality there?
Of course, we're all in that too. And trust me, a lot of people did not get a pardon that were involved in the select committee, and they ought to be keeping an eye on their mailbox because there's a lot to be asked about.
And the pardons that were given out were done by an auto pen. Are they legitimate?
Well, yeah, I'm the pardon attorney, so I'm in that too. I can tell you we're investigating how the pardons were granted. It was not like anything in the history of America what not Joe Biden, his staffers did, not just with the auto pen, but with faking him out on the memos. More to come, Maria. I'm telling you, Pam Bondi has let us loose, and when this comes out, it'll take the whole of these people's hoaxes down, and we're doing it bit by bit, and it's fantastic. It's a great privilege.
Unbelievable.
Now, you know all of the figures. We know all about Adam Schiff and Liz Cheney, and there are just a number of problems with that J6 partisan committee. It was obviously weaponized, rigged, and they hid evidence from the public, all to push a narrative that Donald Trump had knowingly incited a riot on J6, even though it obstructed the election objections that were legally taking place in the Congress at the same time. Don't ask me how this makes sense. I still cannot make sense of it. It's a bogus narrative, but you know, we know the basic facts about it at this point. The truth is out there, and the horse is out of the barn. So one of the things that has happened recently that affects these J6 committee members is that those presidential pardons that they were relying on, those preemptive pardons, well, they may not be worth the auto pen ink that was spilled on it. So one thing that has come out about this is that there are public emails and White House memos that show that Joe Biden apparently had no idea what was going on. There was a template that was circulated on January 16th before he left office. And then within hours, all of these clemencies and pardons were started being, printed out like hotcakes. And he issued somewhere around 4,000 of these auto pen signed documents under his tenure. I mean, he was missing in action throughout his entire tenure. Well, President Trump has spoken out and called this scandal out for what it is, because it really puts the icing on the cake. It shows that President Biden was not a real president. So let's hear what he has to say.
Well, I think the auto pen is one of the great scandals of our time. The auto pen was our president, or to put it a different way, whoever operated the auto pen was our president. It's not allowed. It's just not allowed. And they gave a pardon to the unselect committee after the unselect committee realized that whole situation was a hoax, and it was all their fault, including Nancy Pelosi turning down security and all, turning down soldiers. It all came out bad for them. They burned everything. They got rid of everything. There's absolutely nothing there. It's all gone. And that was based on an auto pen. They gave those members of Congress that were on the unselect committee, they gave them pardons. What do you think? So I think it's a tremendous scandal.
What do you think the media would say if you pardoned your kid your last day in office via an auto pen? Don't you think the media would go?
Well, I think it would have been a big story. I like this guy.
And we have even more fake news coming out, and that is the 1.7 million jobs that were supposedly created under Joe Biden. Well, those weren't real. Much like Joe Biden's job as president of the United States wasn't real. So weigh in with your thoughts about this story. We always appreciate hearing from you.